Welcome everybody to another episode of Dope Interviews. I'm your host, Warren Shaw, and this episode we are talking about hoops. More specifically, we're talking about basketball, like the basketball. We are joined by the general manager of Team Sports, Kevin Murphy the general manager of Team Sports at Wilson, Kevin Murphy. Kevin, how are you doing, family?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Listen, I'm very excited that you're here with us, to kind of talk about this situation. Not many people want to dive into the nuts and bolts, if you will, of kind of like the league's operations and the business and things of that nature. But, you all are now the official basketball of the league and all of its partners. Talk to me a little bit about how a deal like that kind of comes to pass and surpassing and usurping maybe your predecessors. We don't have to mention their name like that.
Well, these things all take a lot of time, and for us, it's our predecessor's been a great competitor. We've gone back and forth and done battle for many years. So they had the official ball of the NBA for the last 37 years, and we had it for the 37 years before that. So we're just excited to finally get it back again. And I think it just comes from, we've been working hard on our product development. We've been building relationships across the basketball community, and the timing was right for us to get back together with the NBA. I think it's a great opportunity for us to help grow the game. And I think they recognize that, and we're ready to move forward again with Wilson.
Sounds great, right? It sounds like absolutely an amazing situation to kind of be involved in. And when you do something like this, right, and the league is very intentional. It's very intentional about its properties. So it's like, hey, well, if you're taking us on, that means you got to take on the G League, and you got to take on the NBA draft and a 2K league and things of that nature as well too. So how excited are you all about that prospect to kind of really have the brand be shown in that aspect and in that way across all of the league's vast properties?
We're really excited. And actually, you kind of nailed one of the probably best reasons that we're a good partner for the NBA right now. Because we look at the G League, the WNBA, NBA 2K, all the entities, the youth initiatives, and the growing of the game, cultural advancement. We're really, in lockstep with where they want to take the game, and we understand the differences and the nuances. So how we approach WNBA is completely different than how we approach NBA, for example. They're two different sports, and two different consumers, and obviously two different players. So I think one of the things that has helped us is that we, it's pretty basic business, but we follow the consumer. And in our case, those are all different consumers under one roof. And our approach has been that we're going to treat them differently, as the individuals they are. So, yeah, and guess what? That's a lot to bite off because it gets us pretty busy, but it's also really exciting. It's really energizing us as a company and as a brand, and we're excited to do it.
We're talking with General Manager of Team Sports, Kevin Murphy. Make sure you follow Wilson Basketball at Wilson Basketball, and use the hashtag Bonded by Ball. Great stuff going on here with this entity. Kevin, as we move on, just talk to me a little bit about, do you all have like the market cornered now on basketball? Because I think you have like the FIBA 3-on-3 thing as well too. Is there any entity right now where Wilson does not have its ball and it's kind of its face, kind of as the face of the game?
We're doing pretty good.
Humble. I like it.
There's a what it is fun, and what's great about the sport of basketball, it's a global game, and it continues to grow. And frankly, yeah, we're going to be pretty big now that we're with the NBA, but there's a long way to go, and a lot of opportunities. And I think the key for us is to continue to try to be the right answer for the best players in the world and the players that are just learning. So yeah, we'd like to see ourselves in the Olympics in a few years or somewhere else. We've got some targets ahead of us yet. We still got a lot of work to do, but we want to make sure we do our job right with what we have too. So, one step at a time, I guess.
Yeah, as I say, right, you got to take care of home first, right? And then you can kind of look to do the other things. I can definitely appreciate that. So let me ask you this, right? What in your opinion, and you can maybe shed a little light into kind of your own path, if you will, through the company, is what makes Wilson's products kind of superior and kind of what maybe close the deal for the NBA, in your opinion?
I think from a product standpoint, we've been there for several years now. We make a really good product. In fact, if you think about franchises like the Wilson Evolution, where most ballers are playing with the Evo basketball, you talk to anybody who plays, they're generally going to say they love playing with our basketballs. What I think benefited us equally or more so with the NBA was our vision for the future, what we want to do as a brand. And again, like I mentioned before, how we're aligned with the way they think and the way they want to grow the game. And then just from a basic standpoint, we knew we could deliver. So the NBA game ball, for example, is made of leather. It's got very specific specifications, or very clear specifications. And that best players in the world want consistency. So they knew we could deliver on that. So you're not going to see, a right turn or a left turn in terms of how the game is played, just because the name on the ball is changing. But we bring something beyond that. I think we bring an opportunity for change in the future. And then again, I talked about the WNBA, where we use our Evo Next product, which has been an advancement for the women's game. And we use that same ball in the Basketball Africa League. So we're bringing innovation to the court, but we're doing it in a way that should be seamless to the athlete and help them play better and perform better. We're kind of like a referee. We don't want you to notice us, but we want to do a great job.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So one of the things I want to touch on, and you even touched on it just slightly here as well too. Now, read in notes, there's an advisory board, right? And so there's going to be an advisory board for this as well too. And I want you to go ahead, Kevin, toot your horn a little bit. Give me some of those bigger names that are on this advisory board, as you're trying to push this thing forward.
Yeah, as a brand, we've always had great advisory staff members in all of our sports categories. Think about Roger Federer, Russell Wilson, Venus and Serena Williams. So we always try to do well there. And we're excited in basketball because we've got Trae Young, Jamal Murray, and we're even working with Jalen Suggs here throughout the draft. So we're trying to build a exciting staff. And then going forward too, we want to have a global staff that resonates, across the globe in countries like China and in Europe and elsewhere as well. So we're excited about the staff we're building, and that's going to be a fun journey as we go forward.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for you on that as well too. And great timing on you with some of those guys, especially with Trae Young and Jamal. I think that's really, really cool, man. That's really cool. So you kind of mentioned this, right? Like, this is not a new approach in that aspect. Like, you always look to the athletes to kind of help give you some input, on the products that you're producing out there as well too. And I think that probably helps the brand stand out a little bit more, in that aspect. And not to put you on the spot, maybe a little bit, just a little bit. Is there a wish list? You know what I mean? When you talk about other athletes who you wish you can, maybe get on these councils and these boards to kind of help guide the path that Wilson's going to be on.
There is, but it's hard to name them because, first of all, the price will go way up. But,
businessman, I feel you.
Yeah, there's a lot of we want to continue we want to get up and coming stars for sure, but we'd love to have a marquee player, in one of those top 5 guys for sure, or on the women's side, one of the top 5 women as well. So our eyes are open to that, and we think that could be a great opportunity. And that's what's so great. What I love about the NBA is the players, are really the identity of the game.
Yeah.
So, so it goes a long way for us, and we want to make sure that we do our part there and have the right advisory staff members, or get behind the right guys, or they get behind us too.
Yeah, man. And again, super genuine approach there. I think fans and everyone are going to be really excited about this change, for the league. And you're joining the league, as you alluded to, at a very, very unique and important time. 37 years of one brand, 37 years of you, and now you're kind of back in here at the 75th anniversary. Is there anything magnificent or spectacular or anything we can expect as a result of, hey, being the 10th anniversary, and then now you being the, being the league's brand partner?
Well, I got to say, I'm ready to breathe a sigh of relief because we finalized the deal right when COVID was taking hold or taking a firm hold, and the country was shutting down. And so it's been quite the journey just to get from, handshake to a bouncing ball on the court. So, in just the next next week or so, you're going to see our product line all introduced on Wilson.com. And then we're going to be at retail in the US in the middle of August. So we're excited to just start to be on the court. I saw balls in play at the combine just a couple of weeks ago, and that was a great feeling. It was just kind of a sigh of relief and a kind of feeling like it's actually, I guess we were still approaching the starting line, but we felt like we made it that far. So it's just been a good ride, and a lot more to come. We want to do the right things by the players and by the league, and we're excited about it.
I'm sure you will. I have no doubt about it. And I'm sure when you get to the draft and people are, the rookies are being handed, oh man, it's going to be really, really amazing for you. And me as a guy who sometimes still games, not really, not like I used to. I'm getting old, getting kind of long in the tooth, if you will. But even that, seeing it like in 2K and things of that nature is got to be really, really excited for you all as well too. Couple before I let you get out of here, brother. I mean, again, you've been amazing. Just want to know, did you grow up hooping? Did you play sports when you were growing up?
I did play basketball. Basketball was my favorite sports. I played a little baseball in high school, but very, very, very small, just high school stuff. And like you, I don't play as much as I used to, but for sure, basketball was my favorite sport. So.
And favorite team?
I got to go with the Chicago Bulls.
All right.
Grew up in Illinois.
So Jordan days and all that. I feel.
Oh yeah, and that was the heart of my the heart. Perfect. My college days. Yeah, those were great times. Yeah,
no, that was
been a while for the Bulls, so we'll get back.
For sure.
Yeah.
So dunking or shooting a three, what would you most like to do?
Well, I've got a chance at making the 3-pointer, so I think I'll go with shooting the three.
All right. And my last one for you, Kevin, if it was a dunk or three in somebody's face, somebody who's wronged you in your past, who would you want? Who do you want that three to be? Like, take that.
Bill Laimbeer. I would love to dunk in Bill Laimbeer's face again. Go back to the old Bulls days. Yeah.
I love it. Kevin
shows my age, doesn't it?
We were here with Kevin Murphy, General Manager of Team Sports at Wilson. Kevin, you've been an honor and a joy to speak with. We thank you so much for taking the time. And make sure you follow on Twitter at Wilson, or all social media outlets at Wilson Basketball and Branded by Ball. Kevin, any last thoughts before we let you get out of here, brother? Anything last before we close up this dope interview?
No, the draft is on the 29th. We're excited, and watch for the Wilson Ball coming soon.
Bouncing your way. That's what's up. I'm Warren Shaw. This has been another dope interview. Thank you for tuning in with us. We'll catch up with you next time.